I want to have Mr. Ty Best come on the line and talk to the people all over the planet about what we're doing, why we're doing it, encouraging them. And we're going to let Mr. Michael Dalcoe know that you are on. And Mr. Best, I say good day, good morning to you. Great seeing you, sir. And yes, you are worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, the millionaire mentor, Mr. Ty Best.
All right, so before you, Mr. Williams, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, before you bring Mr. Best on, let me set this up properly because I need these people in the room, and I'm going to turn my camera on, Gold Rocks, as well, so they can. So he, no homo. I mean, if you go down like that, that's only. I mean, I ain't judging. I don't judge nobody. I'm just saying, not me. I mean, I love women, so I mean, but I love this dude because, like I told y'all, I've been in the industry for. I mean, that's me, Cameron. All right, I got it. All right, cool. So I have been in this industry for about 20 years before I met this gentleman, and I was struggling. And it was not until I met Ty Best. Now, I believe I could have rocked Karatbars, but man, it would have been a different party. It would have been a whole different party. And I need somebody, Dr. Rozelle, if you'll hold this for me. So, Mr. Best, I'm trying to turn this. Okay. Oh, here we go. I know. All right, you point that at the people there. All right, yeah, they can see it. Okay, good. All right, you guys are on the screen. So I wanted him to be able to see y'all too. But without this gentleman, I couldn't have done this. I probably would have had some success because Karatbars is just fire. It's just amazing business. But I remember the day I got on the phone with him, it was in November. I joined November 12th, and my sponsor put me on a three-way call. You better do three-way calls. Three-way calls are not for make somebody look better than you. It's that humans need validation. They need to hear a witness. Even when you go to court, can I get a witness? They need a witness. They just need another voice to say, you're not crazy. This is the bomb. You need to do it. That's all it is. It's for a witness. And so he put me on the phone with Ty Best, and I got way more than I bargained for. Mr. Best goes, hey, Mike, now. Mr. Hines says a lot of nice things. And he took me from that day, guys, from 0 to 100. And I remember what he told me. He says, this is what we're going to do. I asked him one question. I didn't say, is the goal real? Right? I didn't say none of that stupid stuff. The pyramid. I didn't ask none of that.
Yeah.
I was too broke to ask them stupid questions. All right? I had one question. I said, will you help me do this? And he said, yes. And 103 days later, I was handing my company the pink slip. Because this man said, what we going to do, Mike? No, I'm sorry. What we going to do, Mike?
Yeah.
He said, we're going to work straight through Thanksgiving. We're going to work through Christmas, all the holidays. When people go into a daze, we're going to work through the holidays. We're going to work through New Year's. He said, in 90 days, you're going to see why I told you we're going to work through the holidays. You're going to find your most serious people right now. The people that are sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're going to find them right now. Ladies and gentlemen, my mentor and our senior partner, Wealth Builders Worldwide, the founder, Mr. Ty Best.
Look, I hope you guys can hear me okay. I'm totally unprepared for this meeting every way. I'm sitting here, I'm still in my pajamas. And when Mr. Delcobe called me, my phone was being charged. I missed his phone calls. So I threw on a cap. You see shirts hanging in the background. I'm not prepared for this at all. This is not showtime. This is just keeping it real. I've been on the phone all morning, chatting with people and having a good time. Did a power call this morning. But let me tell you something. You guys, I hope you understand. Number one, have Mr. Delco take time out of his day to come there and spend more time with you guys and to understand something. You're in one of the most powerful, most lucrative marketplaces in the world as that DMV area. In fact, my wife and I was just reading something this week that talked about the fact that Atlanta, Georgia, Jackson, Mississippi, and Prince George County, Maryland are the three highest income areas for African Americans in particular. And I'm not making the business exclusive to African Americans. I'm just giving you some statistical facts in the world. And you're sitting in one of those places, and most of the folks there don't know anything about what we're doing as far as Karatbars go. You're in this room right now, know more about Karatbars than probably 90% of the people on this entire planet. They just don't get it. They just don't understand the value of it. They don't understand there's $100,000 a month, if not a week, at stake in income. And people are playing with this thing. It's like holiday to them. Okay, Mr. Delco mentioned going on holidays. Please, okay? Believe me, Mr. Delco, Mr. Roger Williams, okay, Dr. Sergio Roselle, okay, Mr. We're not on holiday. We're dead serious. Valerie Smith, the people there in D.C., we're not going on holiday, D-A-Z-E. We're going to work right through the holidays. One thing I can tell you about Karatbars in my 4 years I've been in, the holidays has very little effect on us. On all these programs I've done in my 34 years, lots of effect on those things. People take, you know, from Thanksgiving to January off. There's something very unique about gold. Once you get gold fever, the fever don't break because it's Thanksgiving. The fever don't break because it's Christmas. Okay? We're fired up about this thing. And all you got to do is understand why you're doing it. And yes, anybody in that room can be free in the next 90 to 120 days if you want to. But it's going to take putting the blinders on. It's going to take shutting out the noise. It's going to take not hearing about all the Christmas parties and holiday parties and holiday get-togethers. When people say, what are you doing? I'm doing a meeting. I'm meeting with somebody. I got a dream. I'm sharing that dream with somebody else. Okay? Now, you understand, I've been that way. This is not you. This is me all the time. This is me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I will dress up for a meeting. Okay? Other than that, this is me all the time with a little cap on, okay, and a T-shirt on, talking to folks about what this thing's all about. Okay? Because I feel that Karatbars is the greatest thing I've seen in 34 years in this industry. And I've owned 3 companies. And I've been free since I was 40 years old. I retired at 40 years old. Haven't had a job in 22 years. That's not a boast. That's just telling you what's possible. But I believe the Karatbars represents the best of the best. Why? Because our product is an asset. Now, I know I don't want to be redundant. I know Mr. Delco, and I know they've already covered all this stuff already today, so I don't want to be redundant. If I can say anything to you, get your why crystal clear, get your dream big, get your dream so big that's impossible to accomplish in one lifetime. That's the way you got to see this thing. You got to see it that big, okay? And don't let anybody knock you off track. But when the dust settles, I believe all roads lead to Karatbars. I don't care what you may be doing. You can say, I'm making 20 grand a month over here. Great. What are you going to do with the money? You can say, I'm making 20 grand a month. Great. What are you going to do with the money? Okay. Just read an article yesterday that talked about a financial report that says your home is no longer your greatest asset. Forget that nonsense. You say, all my equity, all my net worth is tied in your home. Well, then you in financial disaster waiting to happen because homes don't appreciate the way they used to. In fact, they're stagnant as far as price go. Depending on what marketplace you're in, you want an asset that appreciates in value, and that asset is gold. And we're in a program that not only will spin off cash to you, but will also compensate you in free gold. So everything you do makes sense here. And then if anything should happen to you, it's a willable part of your asset. It's a willable part of your estate. You leave it to your spouse. You leave it to your children. You leave it to your children's children. And what does the word say? A good man does what? Leave an inheritance for their children's children. How far in the future do you see? I'm not doing this business for me. I could care less about another Escalade, another Mercedes-Benz, another 8,000 square foot home. That stuff means nothing to me at 62 years old. I care about how much I'm going to leave to my 32-year-old son, how much I'm going to leave to my 17-year-old son, and I'm thinking about my grandkids that have yet to be born. That's where I am. Okay, because see, once you pay off your bills, and you got all this stuff, and you done bought that stuff you dream about, the cars and the Escalade and all that kind of stuff, and you get to my age, let's say 60, 65 years old, your priorities shift, folks. It shifts to a whole different set of things you're concerned about. Okay? Anyway, don't get me started, man. I know you guys been long enough because I can talk about this stuff for days. Mr. Delco, no, but you're in good hands. Mr. Delco's a man. You always ask me, what's the secret you told Mr. Delco? I said, I haven't told Mr. Delco anything I don't tell anybody else. The big difference is Mr. Delco applied the information. Mr. Roger Williams applied the information. Talisa Glassman applied the information. And there are folks that hold DMV area, Dr. Sergio Roselle, Ms. Valerie Smith, Mr. Thompson. There are people who are applying the information. There are people there who are applying the information. Mr. Charbet applying the information on a consistent, continuous basis, and you're going to have results. It's just numbers, not emotion. It's just going through the numbers. And if one can put 1,000 flight, two can put 10,000 flight, and that's all you got to remember. You're not looking for 10,000. You look for 2 dead serious people. That's all you're doing. Back to you, Mr. Delco.